Well, all eyes on Georgia this morning, where former President Trump is expected to turn himself in today in connection to the Georgia election interference case. NewsNation has just learned that former President Trump has changed up his legal team the same day he is expected to surrender. Trump is bringing in defense attorney Stephen Sadow, who will replace Drew Findling. 18 others also charged in the case. 9 have turned themselves in so far, including former New York mayor and Mr. Trump's former attorney, Rudy Giuliani. In the meantime, a federal judge rejects bids to avoid arrests made by former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows and former Justice Department official Jeffrey Clark. This all relates to the Georgia election interference case. The two men tried to block Fulton County District Attorney Marni Hughes from arresting them if they didn't voluntarily surrender by Friday. Joining us now to talk more about the Georgia case and President Trump's surrender is NewsNation legal contributor Jesse Weber. Jesse, thank you so much for being here. A lot of breaking news to start. So let's begin with Trump switching up his legal team. What do you make of the timing of this, the same day he's set to surrender to authorities?
It's a significant development. Makes you wonder if, A, there was some sort of falling out that he had with Drew Findling. But I think, and I've seen some criticism against the president already, the former president already online about doing this, but we have to remember about who Stephen Sadow is. This is a lawyer who has represented high-profile clients before, mostly rappers and NFL stars, but he is also an Atlanta-based attorney who has RICO experience. This is a RICO case. The most significant charge in this case is the RICO charge. And he has been quite critical of RICO charges in the past. And most recently, he represented a defendant in the Young Thug RICO trial and got him a deal. So if you're former President Trump and you're thinking about entering into this, it's not surprising that you're going with this attorney who not only is used to representing high-profile clients when you're fighting a battle in the court of law and the court of public opinion, but somebody who has experience in this jurisdiction with this area of law. I can try to see why he went that way. And by the way, the statement that Stephen Sadow released earlier today, the language of that, saying this is a political prosecution, echoes very much what we're hearing from the former president as well.
Absolutely. And I want to get into that specific legal area in just a minute. But we are also, Jesse, getting reports that the GOP-led House Judiciary Committee will open an investigation into Marni Hughes. What's your read?
So I just learned about this literally 30 seconds after I came on, and before I came on. And I'll tell you, I can't say I'm surprised at this. Now, what does this mean? This means they want to investigate Marni Hughes to see whether or not she should remain on the Trump case or if it should be thrown out. That's my 2 cents. Now, remember, whether she's going to be having to turn over documents or why these charges were brought, the court, I would imagine, would side on her side if there was some sort of investigation and whether or not she has to turn over materials. But the bigger question is, let's say they get the best case scenario, they get her thrown off the case, someone else will replace her. And I do not believe that this is the level of prosecution where it's just going to be dropped. So I'm not surprised that now they're trying to put the spotlight on Marni Hughes. I think they tried to do the same thing with Alvin Bragg in New York. I don't think it's going to be ultimately successful. I haven't seen any red flags to say that she needs to be investigated, other than the fact that she brought a monumental case against the former president.
All right. So before we get into these specific charges, the former president says he's going to surrender today, as we outlined. Can you walk us through that process, Jesse? What's expected to happen today?
So by all accounts, he's going to follow the normal process, meaning he will go in, he will be searched, a medical screening will be conducted, he will be fingerprinted, and by all accounts, a mugshot will be taken. Now, it matters when this happens. If it happens later on in the day, maybe after 4 p.m., we probably won't see that mugshot until tomorrow afternoon. If he decides to come earlier, we may see it later tonight. But he's going to follow the normal procedure. He's already negotiated a $200,000 bond. There's not going to be an initial court appearance that's already been negotiated. He shouldn't spend that much time going through this process. And by all accounts, he's going to then go back to Bedminster, New Jersey. But this is really the start of the criminal process against the former president.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.